What's going on, peoples? TGI Friday, you already know what it is. Let me get all these participants. Yeah, man, I hope everybody, man, enjoying their Friday. Looking forward to a great weekend. You know, everybody got their plans and shit, what they gonna do, what they not gonna do, you know what I mean? Just have fun, man. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Just have fun over the weekend, man. Just do your thing. Esposito in the building. That's my dog. Esposito, you better follow us on that Raider thing, man. You said you was a Raider fan. I'm kicking Raider shit. I don't hear you commenting or nothing on the new Raider videos, bro. I'm going to tag you tonight. Look at it, man. You're going to like it, man. We're going deep on the history with the Raiders. I know you're a Raider fan, even though you're from New York, but I ain't going to say nothing. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. TGI Friday. You know I'm going to give y'all some business today. Esposito, don't go nowhere. We're going to talk a lot of MLB trades. What happened on the deadline, who came off, who came up short. I mean, you already know our bombers came up short. Philly Jacino in the building, my brother. I see you ready to go, baby. You know I'm born ready, man. I talk shit, but I back it up, man. Bilardo in the building, always keeping it real. Don't think I ain't see that blade haircut, dog. I'm feeling it. Yes, sir. Esposito, man, you should know me by now. I know history on teams I don't even fuck with. That's how you could tell that I'm about this life, man. I don't just follow my team. I follow every team. You know, Todd Christensen, you know what I'm saying, Branch, Lester Hayes, Mark Haynes, Lau Alzado, Howie Long. I'm just going to stop while I'm ahead. I'm not even going to mention Marcus Allen or Ray Guy. I'm going to leave it where it's at. Let me see who else tapping in. Yeah, man, we're going to have a busy day today. Y'all want to stay. Let me put the Eastern away and I'll be right back. Yeah, man, we got a lot to cover. We got Felix the Cat in the building. We're going to break down the trades. MG Raider going to talk about Raiders. The NFC South. We're going to kick on like Super Bowl contenders, you know, who can make it to the Super Bowl. We got a lot of shit for y'all, but y'all got to stay dialed in. I can't dial y'all in. I can only produce the show. Y'all got to be dialed in. Izzy Money, what up, buddy? That's my nigga Spending Is. I ain't forget you Spending Is. All right, now that we getting some people in the building, now I can start real quick. Let me take these Arnold Schwarzeneggers off, and we're going to start. I like that the building's starting to get packed up. Y'all going to want to hear this, man. And this ain't, let me correct, this ain't a message of the day. This is something that took place with my boy. And I want y'all to understand how this went down. MG Raider in the building, I see you. My boy came up to me the other day, right? And he was like, yo, Al, I can't listen to my boss no more. I said, nigga, you got to listen to your boss if you want to work there. I mean, I got a short little white boss. She talk man shit, and I got a yes to the death if I want to stay there. He said, Al, you're not understanding. This dude know half of what I know, and he my boss. How can I listen to a dude that know half what I know? And I said, dog, you want to get technical? Stephen A. Smith is making $10 million, and I ain't making that money, and I could do what he could do. Proven fact, 8 years. Look at the videos. Look at the videos. And it gets worse. It gets worse. I was hitting Skip Bayless up. He recruited Lil Wayne, a dude that know 20% of what I know in sports. Now, don't get me wrong. Lil Wayne is hot when it comes to rapping. Hot Boys, John. Yo, I admire him as a rapper. But this is a different entity. This is sports. He don't know no X and O's. So basically what I'm telling my man is, you mad because your boss know less. I'm mad because dudes are coming in front of me that know half what I know and are eating in front of my face. That's why I don't like watching that TV shit. It's not that I'm hating. It's just that I feel like my man feel. How I'm going to look at cats that don't got it like me and get way more money than me. It's hard to watch that. That's a hard watch. It's not about hating. It's just a hard watch. And with that, let's start the show. Felix and MG, if y'all not amped up with this, then y'all don't need to come on the show. If I ain't give y'all enough boost to come on the show amped up, y'all don't need to be on the show. I'm keeping it 100, man. Let's start the show, man. Shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, New York City, LES to the death. Let me carve that in. Nueva York, Nueva York. Shout out to Sam the Man and Studios, Price Tag Entertainment and Media, I Love Money Apparel with the unquestionable Devil Guard, Cycle Breakers with my brother, John Figueroa, doing multiple things. Y'all need to check my boy. Mac One with the beats, Bishop with the beats. Y'all already know, open sessions and giveaways. And like I always tell you motherfuckers, the more, the merrier. Let's start the show, guys. Big news in LA, Anthony Davis signed a 3-year extension worth 186 M's. This shit is kind of funny, dog. He signed up to 228 and is going to make 270 M's. But that extension is a record-breaking, because now with that extension, he's going to make 62 M's a year. Are they really giving money out like that to a motherfucker that's always injury prone? Are you serious? 62 M's a year and a running back can't make 15? A running back get hit on every fucking play. Every play a running back get hit. This motherfucker on the bench getting 62 M's while a running back can't even get 10, 11 million without a fight. Anyway, salute to Anthony Davis. You can't hate on a man that get it. You only can support him. Salute to AD. You got it. I can't be mad at you. Palenka them, busting them. I guess they stupid like that. Let's keep it moving. This is a quote that I want to explain to y'all. This is deep right here. I don't know if this is just fucking around, but Tank Davis said that he could beat Bud Crawford. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I love me some Tank Davis. He needs to keep Shakur in his mouth, Haney in his mouth, Lomachenko in his mouth. You don't want a Bud in your mouth. I'm telling you, because I made a mistake. I loved Bud all the way to the fight and took Errol Spence, and I learned the hard way. I had to see Bud dismantle Errol Spence Jr. in every aspect of the game. Now, I'm not going to be stupid like Stephen A. Smith and talk about he should retire. No. Why? Because he got one ass whipping? Now, all of a sudden, the car incident matters? And the doctors that were saying that he looked weeded up and all that? Why was he weeded up when he fucked up them other 3 motherfuckers? Now he get destroyed. Now he look weeded up. His brain ain't for no. He got dismantled. Bud changed the whole style of fighting, switched it up on him, kept killing him with the jab from each way. Spence didn't know what to do. That's all that happened. He ain't got to retire. Back to Tank. I don't know if Tank can deal with this cat, Tank. I love Tank. But we're not talking Shakur here. Bud is a different animal. Trust me. Let's move on. Texas Rangers yesterday started, picked up on the trade deadline in Max Scherzer. First inning gave up 3 runs. I had them. I was like, damn, first inning, though, you give up 3 runs? Only 3 runs in the game. Pitched 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 walk, 9 strikeouts as the Rangers came back and defeated the Chiefs Sox 5-3. And I keep telling y'all, this is a huge pickup because he's going to spell Jacob deGrom, and that's enough for them to get deep in the playoffs. And who knows, maybe the chip. Other news. Dallas Cowboys continue to lock up their secondary. They just locked up safety Malik Hooker to 3 years, 24 M's. They just re-signed Trayvon Diggs and Donovan Wilson, so they're locking up the back end of their defense. They already got offense. They got an offensive line. Dallas Cowboys looking good on paper once again, but it means absolutely nothing if you don't do it on the field. Other news. Tampa Bay Rays plays left-handed pitcher, let me say it correct, Shane McClanahan, who pitched the other day against the Yankees and got lit up. It's always ironic how a motherfucker hurt when he get lit up. I never usually see a guy hurt when he's up 7-0. But when he was down like 5-0 or something, he's hurt. His side was hurting. And now he's going to go on the disabled list 15 to 20 days. He's 11-2 with a 3.29. Shane McClanahan will be on the disabled list for 15 days. Like I said, it's ironic how they get hurt when they get lit up. And last but not least, before I call in my man Felix the Cat, this here is kind of funny because I started breaking down the numbers. You know, Chris Paul made $40 million, right? I'm just using Chris Paul as an example. A running back can't even make $15 million these days. You got basketball, which is like the sweetest sport. I mean, baseball, you can start beaming guys with baseball, like Pedro almost took dudes' heads off, Randy Johnson. Basketball, you got to fight. That's the only way you can really hurt somebody is fight or do that cheating shit that Bruce Bowen used to do, put his foot underneath you when you shoot a jump shot. That's about it. You give the guy 40 M's, average player, 40 M's. The NFL's got to fix this problem. Running backs are getting treated really horribly. They got only a 5-year window, and they're making them. It's to the point where a 5-year window, and they still can't even taste the bag no more. They gotta address that right there. I have to say this because I love football. You gotta address this running back situation because they are getting disrespected, and it's no good for the game. I mean, you got cornerbacks and tight ends making more than running backs. That's all I gotta say. Felix, where you at? Come talk to me. Guys, keep putting the questions and all that. I'll get to y'all after the show. You know I will. I'm waiting on Felix right now to come in, and we're going to start this show. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all now, I know a lot of y'all don't really like baseball, but we're going to be breaking it down. Learn something. Don't hang up. Just learn something. You ain't got to go nowhere. Hold on, I'm waiting on Felix right now. Let me see if I can pull him in. Anthony Giussiano, what's up, my brother? Ellis Silent in effect. Let me see if I can pull my guy in real quick. I know I seen his name earlier. Hold up. Here he go. Yeah, I'm pulling my guy in real quick. Hopefully I can hear him. I ain't got to put the plugs on. What's up, my brother?
What's up, my brother?
Talk a little louder, can you?
Can you hear me?
Now, I'm going to put the plugs on. I barely can hear you, brother.
All right.
Yeah, give me a minute. Just get ready while I'm putting these plugs on. Rim yourself up real quick. Take Jack Daniels.
Salute to the people and everyone out there, man. Hope everyone is having a good evening. Be safe.
Okay, my brother, you ready to go?
What's up? Let's go.
Okay, let's ready to go. People waiting. People don't want to hear no bullshit. Let's go right into the MLB trade deadline happened like last week. Teams that did great. You got teams that did nothing like New York Yankees. But I'm going to name you a team at a time and what they did. And I just want you to break it down to us, whether it's a great thing, bad thing, good thing, whatever you feeling, okay? Let's start Texas Rangers. First place in the division. I think a half a game up on the Astros. They right there, the Astros. Picked up Matt Scherzer, a great Hall of Fame pitcher. Jordan Montgomery pitched for the Yankees last year. Really good lefty, great earned run average. Never has a winning record, but he always, because they don't score runs for him. He's one of them pitchers, he never gives run support. They picked up a reliever, Chris Stanton, who's starting to get better as he continued to pitch. And they loaded in middle relief. You already know that. And they picked up Chapman not too long ago, who's throwing 104 again. They twerked whatever he was doing. He's not the Chapman that finished with the Yankees. He's the one that we traded to the Cubs that was throwing a buck and change.
He's been pitching good. He's been pitching good lately.
Yes. And catcher Austin Hedges, what's your take on what Texas Rangers did to improve their chances to get to the chip, Felix?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I think besides the Verlander to Houston, which put Houston on top, I think Texas
Hold up. I didn't ask that. Let's talk about Texas only.
Let me say, I think Texas is the next best thing to Houston and the American League. These trades for me, you got to remember, Texas is the #1 leading hitting team in baseball, 272. They're the #1 team in run score. They just got two great pitchers to for their rotation. Austin Hedges is a great defensive catcher. For me, like I said, I think Texas is is the best team behind Houston right now with these moves in the American League.
Okay, that's fair enough for me. That was quick and simple. I like that. Now we going to the Baltimore Orioles. I'm just going whatever teams, playoff bound, good records. Picked up Jack Flaherty, who looked sensational yesterday, but that's a small sample. But if that's what he's going to look like, because he went to Canada and shut them down. If that's the Jack Flaherty we're going to get, they just added basically an ace or definitely a number 2. Your take on that pickup? That's a huge pickup.
Yeah, it's a plus for Baltimore, and his debut he shut down Toronto, but he's 8-6 this year, but that's definitely a good move by Baltimore to improve their pitching rotation. You know what? You got to remember one thing about the Baltimore Orioles, man. They were not a great team for many years, but they got guys in that team like Austin Hayes, Anthony Santadar, that catcher, Rutschman. I mean, who are these guys?
I love them.
You don't hear from these guys. But listen, man, their pitching ain't too bad. You got Kyle Gibson, 10-6. You got Dean Creamer, 10-4. Listen, this is a complete team with nobodies. I don't mean nobodies. I mean guys that are not household names. But Baltimore, listen, when you're the worst team for years, you get good players in the draft. They make good moves, and you know what? They are where they are right now. And you know what? When postseason comes around, these guys are going to be household names.
Yeah, I think they're lacking an ace. They got a bunch of 2-3s over there. But if Flaherty can become the Flaherty, if I'm correct, of 2019, then they found a ace. You understand me? Because Cream, Gibby, and them, they're not aces. They're young. Not Gibby. Gibby been in the league. We know he ain't no ace. Second, third, maybe a fourth. But if Flaherty could pan out, oh my gosh. The back end of their bullpen's the best in the game with Cano and Batista. Nobody can touch those guys. Cano and Batista both got like under a 2 earned run average. I mean, you got 2 closers going 8th and 9th inning.
Right.
I love their situation. I love that they didn't really tweak anything. They just threw an add-on. And I might put a future on them because I like them to win it. Okay, Tampa Bay Rays, really, I don't know what they really could have got, but maybe a closer. But they got Aaron Savali, 5-2 with a 2.34, who's definitely a decent pitcher. And it makes sense because a lot of their starters is getting hurt. I just said McClanahan is on the 15-day disabled list. It's ironic the Yankees light him up and notice something he's hurt now. That shit was bullshit. But bottom line is they always got guys hurt. Glasnow was hurt for a while. A couple other guys were hurt for a while. Now you bring in Savali, a steady guy at Cleveland, real good pitcher, knows how to pitch. Your take on this pickup, Felix?
I think it's a good pickup for Tampa Bay. And the one thing about Tampa Bay is that, I mean, their manager, I mean, he's done a great job. If you look at his record, man, and how he's managed his ball club over the last 5 years, because he introduced something to the game that we never saw before, and it's not having a starting pitcher start the game. It's using multiple pitchers. So he knows how to just go win a game with 4 or 5 pitches, different pitches, give them an inning, and orchestrate a lineup with pitchers to win a game, and then have a good pitcher rested his staff to come behind.
So can't be mad at that.
So you can't. So you know what? Like I said, Tampa Bay's been one of the best teams in the American League for the last few years. So it's going to be interesting, and it's a 2-team race right now: Baltimore and Tampa Bay.
Do you like the pickup? Yes or no?
I like the pickup.
Okay, let's move on. Houston Astros, what you was going to bring up earlier. They get back Justin Verlander. They get the Mets to pay the majority of that fucking contract. Yo, Houston's so smart. They didn't give Verlander the $100 million for 2 years. The Mets gave it to him. Now, from my understanding, out of that $200 million, I might be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I think the Astros are only responsible for $34 million out that $200. That is genius right there. Genius.
It is, and you know what? Verlander goes back where he rather be. If the Mets were winning, then he's happy there. But but the next best choice for him is going back to Houston. And you know what? Houston's going to get healthier. Altuve's going to come back. And you know what? I think that's the biggest pickup as far as a quality pitcher for a team that's a contender already. So, and you know what? They had to give up their top 2 best prospects. So I give credit to the Mets because they went all in this year. And you know what? They admitted it's not going to work. We're not going to win. And fan base going to be devastated. But as an organization and for the future, it's a smart move by the Mets because they unloaded practically a bunch of salary and top players, and they got a lot of good picks. But Houston,
they unloaded salary, but they still paying a lot of it. That's the only thing I don't agree with, man. But they were handcuffed. You know why they were handcuffed? Because of the trade clause.
Exactly.
You know, they could have got rid of him elsewhere and maybe had them pay Verlander's money, but Verlander wasn't willing to go elsewhere.
Exactly.
So at least
but you
they
know
got
what?
2 big prospects out of this.
But getting back to the question, Houston for me was the big winner with one player getting Verlander, and
they picked up a reliever, Kendall Graveman, who's 3-4 with a 3.40, but Graveman is actually a real good reliever.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, he was lights out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like Graveman with what they got like they closed by company over there in Houston. Graveman might be actually the guy to get the ball last, even though they got kind of Presley holding that. But Presley's been struggling. So if he struggles, you put Graveman in there, you don't lose anything. So I think you're right. Houston did they think. I still think Texas got better and more people. But Houston, considering that Altuve's 100% back, they first Jordan is back. Jordan is an animal at first base.
Exactly.
And Tucker's the most underrated hitter in baseball. So you gotta always keep mind. I know people are gonna say the cheat strolls, Humpty, whatever, but it don't matter because right now they playing baseball and they will be in the mix of things when the shit is at the end of it, right or wrong.
Exactly, correct.
Okay, now last but not least, I got some more National League teams, but for the American League teams, the Angels are fighting for a wild card. Now I'm not sleeping on them to make the wild card. A lot of probably people gave up on them. You got Trout coming back. They picked up Randall Grichuk. Grichuk is hitting like almost 300. C.J. Cron, who played over there, who's hitting like 270. Picked up pitcher Lucas Giolito, who looks like a shadow of his old self. I seen him the other day. He was getting whacked in Atlanta. That's not saying much because Atlanta will whack anybody, but his stuff didn't look good. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if your stuff is working and they hit you. He was throwing flat shit. And if that's the Lucas Giolito they got, he ain't going to really help them. And last but not least, Renato Lopez, who's actually a decent middle relief potential closer who was an all-star last year. I mean, these are nice pickups for the Halos. Your take real fast before we move on.
Sometimes teams make moves. You're either a buyer or a seller. But I believe the Angels know that they're going to lose Ohtani after this year. Now, they could have tried to trade him.
I don't know. They're saying that he might want to stay.
Let me finish. This is what I'm saying. If the Angels show Ohtani that they're all in this year because they're only 4 games behind in that wild card division for the wild card, they're still in the mix. And you can't tell the fan base of the Angels, hey, we're packing in this year and we're gonna trade. No, they did what they had to do. The best move was keep Ohtani and prove and tell him we're gonna try to get some players to try to make a run.
I like that.
You know what?
I like that.
I like what they did, and you know what? They had some teams don't have a choice, and some teams know that. Yo, if we sell, we're gonna get hit with the fan base. We're gonna lose attendance. They can't afford that. They got the best baseball player probably in the last 100 years. A guy chasing a record, trying to break Judge's record from last year. A guy that every night he pitches and plays, it's at least a sold-out crowd. You don't want to destroy that. Keep the momentum going for the organization. Go out, get some key players, and make a run for it. And what the chips fall at the end, so be it.
Felix, they don't call him Showtime for making cookies. All right, let me go to the National League for you real quick. We got to go quick because I don't even know yet. About 6 minutes left, so we got to run quick. L.A. Dodgers picked up Kike Hernandez, who they had a couple years ago. Great utility guy, loves playing in L.A., Feels back at home. LA loves him. Soon as he went there, he was doing the dance in the dugout. Looked a little feminine, but it was funny. But Kike has a great pickup. Then Armando Rosario, who can hit. Bad fielder, but they will improve him. They won't put him in spots to mess up. They'll take him out late in games. Lance Lynn, I think, is a huge pickup for them. A guy that can get you 5-6 innings of 2-3 run ball every time he comes out, strikes out a lot of people. And Joe Kelly, who's a really good middle relief pitcher. So I like what the Dodgers did. They picked up Yarborough, one of the long relief guys, and spot starters. So they didn't get a real main name, but they got a lot of pieces to help what they're already working with. Real quick.
I mean, you know what? The Dodgers the last 2 or 3 years have been favored to win it all. It's been sort of, you could say they've disappointed because they should have. But you know what? They're in the mix. And all you want to do is be in contention. And so, baseball is a game where you get a few guys here and there, and it's about September and October. So we'll see where these moves, how they prevail and how it helped them. But they did nothing but make themselves better.
Yeah, I agree. Arizona hit what they needed to hit, which was a closer. Picked up Paul Sewell, 3-1 with a 2.93. I mean, they had Castro closing, a guy that the Yankees had pitching the 6th inning. And I didn't even want him pitching the 6th inning in the Yankee Stadium. So you can't win like that. Now they got an official closer, and they picked up a great veteran player in Tommy Pham, who can play defense late, pitch hit. Pham played with a lot of teams, the Mets, the Rays, the Cardinals. This guy's a good piece to have late in the year. So I like what Arizona did to give their chances in the playoff. Real quick.
Well, Arizona's like one game behind in the wild card. They're 6.5 in the division. But you know what? Like, this is a time of year where you know as an organization whether you're a seller or you're a buyer. And they went as a buyer because they're still in the mix. That's what that third wild card team does to baseball. It makes it interesting. And, it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see what Arizona does, what all these teams do. And I think baseball, the best move they did was when they added that extra wild card, and it gives teams like Arizona a chance to try to get in.
Facts. Real quick, we got about 3 more teams. Let's be quick. Atlanta Braves, I think better themselves. They didn't really get a marquee name. They got Brad Hand, 3-1, 4.54. I like Brad Hand. Let's say 7th inning. You got 2 or 3 lefties. He could dominate those lefties with that big sweeper he got. They picked up Pierce Johnson, 1-6, 5.62. I think he pitched with Colorado, if I'm correct. You can't really judge him with Colorado. He seems okay. So these are arms they just picked up to help out that bullpen who have been injured, the bullpen. And that's the only place they need help.
And listen, Atlanta is the only division in baseball, the Braves, where they're the runaway. They're the only good. They got a 12-game lead, 13 in the loss column. They basically got that division locked up. So all they want to do is stay healthy, get these extra arms to preserve their top guns going into the postseason. The only thing that can derail the Braves is injuries to key players. So you know what? Have some support. Have some depth. That's what they got.
Okay, great point. Remember, short and quick, and I want to get every team in. Padres got a little better also. They picked up veteran Rich Hill, 7-10 with a 4.76. I like Rich Hill to go 5-6 innings, bring that veteran to that ball club because they have a lot of underachievers over there. Snell pitching incredible of late. Darvish, Musgrove, it's starting to get in the groove. Now you get Rich Hill to do anything, and they picked up a real good reliever, Scott Barlow, who pitched for the Kansas City 2-4 with a 5.35. But Barlow is a great 1-inning pitcher, not a closer, more or less like a 1-inning guy who could come in and get you 3 outs. Give me a minute. Let me make sure I get this in case somebody's watching it. Okay, what do you think about what Padres did real fast? We got 5 minutes.
The Padres are 4 games behind the wild card. And you know what? I still think that team's underachieved so far this year.
Yeah, definitely.
But that team, if they get hot at the right time, they definitely they're a team to watch. You know what? I like what they did, and the Padres came and they ended up picking up like you said the I think one of the oldest players in baseball left.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Richard.
Rich
He's like
Hills.
43 years
Yeah,
old.
and they picked up also first baseman Garrett
And
Cooper, who can hit.
they also got Manchow
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the Pirates.
G-Man Choi.
Yeah, Manchow, whatever. Yeah. So you know what? They went in. They were not sellers. They're buyers because they have the potential on that team still. So good, a good move on their part.
I like these two pickups these two teams made right. They only made one. I felt the Phillies should have did more. Let's start with the Phillies. They picked up starting pitcher Mike Lorenzen, who's 5-7 with a 3.58, but won yesterday's game. Pitched really good against the Marlins. Good sinker ball guy. Was a natural middle relief guy. Angels converted him to a starter. Now he's been a starter. Lorenzen should be able to get him innings. Nothing special, but to help them get innings, which the Phillies need right now out of their starters.
Well, Lorenzo was an all-star this year with Detroit. Remember that. It was an all-star, and they're right now. They're the second team wild card in the National League. I think they're like behind San Francisco. So you know what? They're a playoff team as of right now, and we've seen Philadelphia, man, play good baseball last year. And
they get hot. When they get hot, they get hot.
Listen.
Realmuto start to hit, you know what I'm saying? Harper start to hit. Trey Turner ain't do nothing.
Well,
he's been underachieving, stealing money over there. But I love Trey Turner. I wanted the Yankees to get him. Yeah. He just gotta tweak what he's doing. Harper went through the same thing early, getting booed and all that. But once Trey Turner figures it out, one of the best players in baseball. But right now he can't get nothing right. He's like can't get right. He's making errors. He's not hitting. He's striking out.
But all it takes is a hot October, September, and you'll forget about all that.
Yeah, he's back on. Now, this one team, before we close it up, I love this pickup. A lot of people know a little of this guy. I know a lot of him because I watch a lot of their games, the Nationals, whether they suck or not. The Cubs picked up Jameer Candelario. I love this switch hitter, third baseman. I think it's a perfect pickup for the Cubs. He's already putting out work for the Cubs. Had about 2-3 good games in 3 games he's been playing. I think he would help them. He's solid. He batted 4th or 3rd for the Nationals. That's not saying much. Now they got him batting 6th, 7th. But all I'm saying is Candelario's a nice pickup for the Cubs. And I'm glad they didn't move Bellinger or the Stroh show. Talk to me.
Right. Yeah, I've been listening. The Cubs are in the mix, too. They're only like 2.5 games, 2 games behind the last.
The Cubs are like the Knicks in basketball. When the Knicks do good, right, the NBA is fun. When the Cubs do good, Major League Baseball is fun. I love watching the Cubs, man. I really do, man. I mean, I don't want them to win it all, but I love when they got a good product because I remember back in the days when they had all those horrible products with Carey singing that 7th. You seen a bunch of drunks. All they waited for the 7th inning, but they fucking sucked. They sucked so bad. You know what I'm saying? But when the Cubs start playing good baseball like they did with the Rhino, with Durham and they had a couple great seasons. There's a center fielder, Bob Denier. Remember Bob Denier? They was okay. They was okay. But I love to watch Cubby baseball, man. Talk to me, then we got to close it up. 1 minute. 1 minute and we out.
Listen, like I always say, baseball, it's not how you start the season. It's how you play in the end of the season, the final 2 months of, August, September, going into October. That's you start seeing teams separate themselves from teams who are not that good. But it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, the wild card makes it interesting, keeps teams in the mix, and you know what? It's good for baseball. But for me in the American League, I think Texas and Houston, are like they made moves to improve themselves. I'm an American League East guy. I'm a Yankee fan.
Right.
I'll root for my Yankees, but the reality is that they did nothing and they couldn't afford to do anything because if they sell, they kill the tradition.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there next time. I gotta get MG Raider.
Okay,
I wanted to get there, but You did such a remarkable job with what we did. I'm satisfied. You ain't got to give me no more, Felix. I'm satisfied.
All right, my brother.
And I told my man, I told my man, we bring in baseball. He said, your man better know. I said, trust me, Felix is going to bring it. And now I hope he's satisfied right now. All right, brother? Thank you. Tell the wifey I said hello. Tell the wifey I said hello, and I'll talk to you soon. My brother.
We'll talk, my brother.
Much love,
Keep
baby.
Keep it going, man. All yours, baby.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Okay, Felix Jacino turning it up, guys. MG Raider, where you at? I hope you ain't drunk out your ass yet. Let me try to get MG Raider in the building. He probably a little sorrow because he wanted a whole half hour. There he goes. What's up, baby?
Hey, man. What's up with all that baseball talk, man? It's football season.
I know, but we got to do it. Yo, listen.
Don't you know it's football season?
Okay, now that you talking shit.
The game was on last night, baby. What's up?
Listen, that game, I don't really watch that game. I just like to, when they give the Hall of Fame awards out. It's a game of backups. I mean, it gives us the sense that football is coming. So let's not get into that. Let me get into things that are more important.
It was a pretty good game with them.
It was with the backups, but it doesn't intrigue me. I like to see the stars out there. Okay. It's like when I watch a movie, it's hard to watch a movie without no stars. You understand me? Once in a while, I could pass one, but it's got to be Will Smith. Somebody got to be in it for me. Somebody.
I like that running back from Cleveland Browns, though.
Yeah. But listen, let's go on to bigger stuff.
Let's go.
Talk to us.
We got a lot of time.
No, we don't. We got like 18 minutes, maybe less than that, because I got to hang up about 55. So I'm not 54, so I can spin the wheel. Give us the latest on the Raiders if there's anything, because I covered it last week with my boy, you know what I mean, Mr. Royalty. But I know a couple things you might have know that we speak about because you kind of in a business like that. Talk to us.
Oh, so we got standouts on camp first week. Jacorian Bennett, Isaiah Polamola, Jerry Tiller, DeAndre Carter. These players looking really good, especially Jacorian Bennett. He's going to start at cornerback. Jimmy G is looking pretty good. He had some great hookups with my boy. I know there's been rumors that he wants out, but you know what? He's loving Jimmy G.
So Jimmy G hold on.
Hey, Jimmy G was good.
Hold on. You can't have a wifey and you happy, but then you like another girl. Like, which one is it?
Hey, you know what?
Does he want to go with Aaron or he's happy with Jimmy G? He can't have it both ways.
He loves some Aaron. His ex-girlfriend is gone, but he's happy with the new boo.
Okay, so I just want to hear about the new girl. I don't want to hear about his ex.
Yeah, Jimmy G is hooking up with him, and he's Devontae is like, oh, okay. Once he caught the first pass and felt the spin, he was like, oh, the leather feels good. You remind me of Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Guess what? Of course he reminds you of Aaron Rodgers because,
let's see if he could do it in the game. That's what I want to know.
Well, hey.
Practice ain't shit.
Look at Jimmy G's numbers, though.
Practice.
Look at Jimmy G's numbers with the 49ers and the Patriots. He's done it his whole career.
I know, but Shanahan babysitted him.
You brought up numbers, Al York.
But Shanahan babysitted him. We all know that. He didn't trust him.
Numbers, don't butt me.
No, he didn't trust him. Let's keep it 100. That's why he shut him down in the Super Bowl.
When you bring up numbers,
he didn't trust him. Look I like Jimmy. I felt he should have let Jimmy go.
Hey, man,
but he was babying him. I didn't like that. And Belichick babied him too. Like once he throws a pick, they baby him. Soon as he throws one pick, they start to baby him. No,
Jimmy G.
With the Raiders,
Jimmy G was more winnable than in the same.
I know that, but you got great coaches.
He's more winnable than Stevie Young was.
When you got great coaches and a great team, and you do what you're supposed. He played his part. Listen,
you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot of butts.
Don't. You gotta let me talk. I let you talk. You gotta let me talk. I like Jimmy G. I like Jimmy G. But the problem is he's been on two teams that were really good, and they hold him too much. Like they run the ball extra. Like they don't let him just fling it. I want to see Jimmy just fling it for a whole game. Just fling it 35, 40 times. I think Jimmy could do that. I'm supporting you. I think he could do that. But those coaches didn't let him do that, what I'm saying.
Yeah, he flung it, and like
I
he has a
want him to
defense.
fling it right now with the Raiders.
He has a defense that can cover him when he flings it. When you fling it, you have to have a defense. Just like Brett Favre had a defense with Green Bay when he flung it through the most interceptions in the history
Facts.
of NFL, and he had a defense that will cover those interceptions. Just
Facts.
like just like Tom Brady that flung it, and like he had those defenses that covered him for those interceptions. So we'll see how the defense is looking. And I started with the Raiders defense because the Raiders cornerbacks are markedly improved, and
Yeah.
our line is very much
You
improved.
like the Marcus Peters pickup? I like it.
I love the Marcus Peters pickup because
Yeah, I like it.
he always want to play for the Raiders. So we'll see. I don't really like the emotional ties, but it worked out for Honey Badger with the Saints last year. He played very well with the Saints.
Right.
And Marcus Peters has been a Raider fan his whole life. He's wanted to play for the Raiders his entire life. He wanted to play for the Oakland Raiders, but they're not Las Vegas. And so I like the Marcus Peters pickup. He's a solid cornerback. He's healthy. He's coming into. He got a 1-year deal, so he's trying to play for more money.
Right.
To extend
1
his
year,
career.
$5 million they're giving him. But I think
Yeah.
it was some incentives.
With some incentives, and he has to play ball. So we got we have two nice cornerbacks. Now we need to put some pressure on. We have nice safeties. Our safeties are pretty solid, and our line. We have Max Crosby coming off, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the line. I'm not too sure about the rest of the line. Max Crosby is a constant. Everybody else.
Raiders. Let's move on. Hold up. Let's move on now. Let's move on because I want to make sure I get your other topics in. I don't want you upset. Al, you ain't let me finish. We running on time. It ain't up to me. It's how fast you finish. I heard you talking a lot of stuff about Derek Carr being extremely happy in Who Dat City and you in Who Dat Nation. So enlighten us on what you've been hearing about Derek Carr with his new team.
I'm in New Orleans, and New Orleans. I got my Mardi Gras beads. You have your Mardi Gras beads already. They're all over here and everything like that. Hey, New Orleans.
Hold on, let me say this. Let me say this, viewers. This guy's in Louisiana. Like, this is beautiful, man. All I gotta say, this sports thing is beautiful. I'm here, Lower East Side, cat. We're talking sports with a guy from Louisiana. Like, I love it, man. I just have to get that off, man. Talk to me, baby.
I'm born and raised in Oakland too, so it's all good. So I'm a Raider fan for life. Hey, the Saints and the Saints organization is loving Derek Carr. And he talk about rebirth of Slick. I think that's gonna be hear that song. You remember that song, like the rebirth of Slick? I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that.
Yeah. Cool like that.
That's how Derek Carr.
I'm glad you backed that up. The same day it came out, not came out when I heard it in the morning. I immediately went to the store called Bates. Right, Bates had the tapes, and I bought that shit and I played it. Yo, exactly. I'm not lying to you. I played it the whole day. I played it the whole day. I went to every borough and just played that the whole day. Again,
that's how cool Derek Carr slipped into New Orleans Saints training camp. He's hella cool with Michael Thomas. He's hella cool. Rashid Shaheed. He's hella cool with Chris Olave. He
got weapons. He got weapons.
The defense is looking good. Now, surprisingly, Kamara, and here's a breaking news on Al York show. Kamara's only been suspended for 3 games.
Okay.
By the NFL.
So he's playing 14 games. That's good.
That meeting with Roger Goodell went very well, and Roger Goodell had to suspend him. But he could have got a half a season or a whole season.
Facts.
Basically. But that meeting with Kamara, who showed great remorse.
Right.
Only a 3-game suspension, so he'll be coming in week 4. Alvin Kamara will be coming in, but the Saints have a great running back crew, but he's going to get a full training camp, and I'm sure Derek Carr is going to love that. Being able to dump it off to him out the pocket. But Michael Thomas is in a contract year. Rashid Shaheed is money. Chris Olave is ready to explode. And then we have some of the other the backup wide receivers. The offensive line is pretty solid. So I expect that the New Orleans Saints are going to win the NFC South. If they don't, they need to fire the coach. I mean,
Right, 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 right.
it's just plain and simple.
Okay,
Because
let's move on. I
you
got two more topics for you.
sure,
I don't mean to cut you, but I want to hear your voice on these topics.
sure.
NFC, right? NFC South. You know, Atlanta, Carolina, Orleans, Tampa Bay. Would it be fair to say that New Orleans is the best out of that group right now? A lot of people might say Atlanta with the pickups they got. You know, Carolina, if the quarterback pans out. But who you got? Who them MG Raider feel is the team to beat in that division?
Well, it's going to be New Orleans is going to always the tried and true tradition of New Orleans versus Atlanta. The Falcons and the Saints that's going to decide the NFC South. But I think
Okay.
they both might come out of the NFC though. The NFC is actually, to me, kind of weak. So you might get two teams of the NFC South this season, to tell you the truth. But if I had to choose, obviously a favorite, it's my hometown team right now. Not my homegrown team, my hometown team, which is the New Orleans Saints. Because they tend to split with Atlanta no matter what. That's like the
That
Raiders
always.
against
I
the
get it.
Denver Broncos.
Yeah,
So it really doesn't matter how good or bad the teams are. Atlanta's always going to get the Saints maybe one game. Rarely are there any sweeps, but it's Atlanta and New Orleans in NFC South for sure. Carolina has a brand new quarterback. Dude is like really short, man. If you've been looking at training camp photos like I have, or training camp tapes on NFL Sunday morning or NFL mornings, not just NFL Sunday mornings, I don't wake up to news. I don't wake up to MSNBC. I don't wake up to MSNBC. I wake up to the NFL channel. I look at the tapes of training camps. Man, their rookie quarterback looks really small. I mean, like
No, he
smaller than
is
I
very
thought.
small. If I'm correct, he weighed like 160. So, but long as he's not taking off, getting popped.
He's
I
gonna
know.
get popped.
No, he is, but if you're taking off, you're gonna get popped more. You know what I mean? Stay away from getting popped. I mean, they're gonna blitz him. They're gonna come up the middle, smash him. He's gonna have all quarterbacks got to eat that. But as long as he's not just taking off, getting popped, he should be all right. But if he don't have no line, he can't get no running game going, it's gonna be a long season for that young boy, man. And I
I'm not
love
sure
that
how.
young boy.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, quite
He's just
young.
not physically gifted, and I'm not sure how long his NFL career is going to last. He might want
No,
to
he's gonna
start work.
beef up. He's gonna beef up.
It
I say he'll
doesn't
beef
matter
up.
whether he can't all of a sudden become Russell Wilson. He's smaller than Russell Wilson, so it's just
He's still
Russell Wilson.
growing though, like the way Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts came in one way. Look how
Okay,
big Jalen Hurts is right now.
so well, Jalen Hurts is over 6 feet. Like, I
Right,
mean,
right.
he's a big boy. I mean, he came in with muscular. I mean, when you come in, this is not a growing man's game. This is a man's game. That's why
Got you.
you don't want 18-year-olds playing NFL football. You want grown ass men playing as like 20-ish as they can become. Just like that being said, Justin Fields is got his man. What we used to call it back in the day. Our man weight. Justin Fields and got his man weight now, so we expect him to have a great season now. He got his man weight now.
Okay, so
So
hopefully that young boy Bryce Young can get his man weight. Listen, let's move on. I got to get this last topic. We got 3 minutes. I hate to cut you, but this is more important for me. Super Bowl teams that you think are going to make the Super Bowl and open and win it. We're going to eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs because that's the obvious they're going to be on the top 5. You agree with me, right?
sure.
Okay, we'll eliminate the Chiefs. They won last year. They got better, so they eliminated. Who's your next team you think after the Chiefs that could win it all next season? We're going to do 5. We got 4 minutes. Let's be quick on who we're going to pick. We'll go 1 each.
Buffalo.
Okay, you got Buffalo. I got the Eagles on deck. Again, the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles got better on defense. They still got the same offensive weapons. So I like the end. And Jalen Hurts tasted the Super Bowl, so he's going to want more of that, especially that they didn't win.
I still think they got a curse
13.
though.
13.
Miami
You got Miami. Wow. Okay.
and
Even
AFC.
even with Tua.
I mean, as long as Tua don't get hit, I mean, their weapons are like Waddle and the other top wide receiver,
Hill,
man.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. They're gonna combine for 3,000 yards in the air. That's hard to beat.
I just can't put no stock in Tua. I love Tua, but that's
without Tua.
Look at Tua, like Bryce Young. He was running off and he was getting clocked.
I mean, as long as he's learned how to fall, and they said he's 100% coming to this season. You have to have them number 3 behind, you have to have them number 2 behind the Bills because their defense is solid, and then their offense, they have all those weapons, man. Like and as long as
I don't have Al York, don't have him on his show. So, okay, that's your number 3. My number 3, I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals. They improved their line. I love Joe Burrow. I'm surprised you don't like Burrow. He's from LSU, but it is what it. He's not from LSU. He played in Ohio State, then went to LSU. Yeah, he's hurt, but he'll be back.
I know,
he tweaked his calf muscle.
Yeah, I don't like early injuries to the calf when you come into training camp. To me, that tells me that you didn't come into the season ready for the season. You're out of shape, and that kind of.
So you're canceling them out because of that.
I'm canceling him out because of that because he's not ready.
Oh wow, that's kind of harsh,
as being a top contender.
I know that. I'm not canceling them out. Okay, I got him 3. Who you done number 14, Margie?
After the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Jets.
No, you gave me Chiefs. I mean, Chiefs was already Buffalo, Miami. Who you got for?
The Jets.
Okay, you got 4 of the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers is bringing the heat. Now, I looked at their defense last night, even though it was second and third string, they didn't look too good. The offense looked amazing. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett is in his space. Maybe he wasn't a head coach, but he's a hell of an offensive coordinator, and like that offense is clicking, man.
Okay.
And if that second and third string offense is anything like the first string offense, they're going to score a lot of points. The key for them is are they going to be able to protect the end zone? And that doesn't look pretty good from what I saw last night.
Okay, I got the Bills as my 4th team. I just think they're always going to come up short until something happens. I mean, they've been coming up short when they lost those 4 Super Bowls in a row, but the talent is there. So I would never sleep on the Buffalo Bills. Who's your 5th team? But we got to wrap it up in 1 minute.
I hate to say it because I'm a freaking Raider fan, man.
I already know what you're going to say.
If you know I'm a Raider fan, I hate to say this, but I got to tell the truth on the Al York Sports Show.
Talk to me.
The San Francisco 49ers.
I knew you was going there.
And I held them back as much as I could, but they're looking really good. Christian McCaffrey has been working out like a fiend. All they got to do is get their quarterback position taken care of. They have 2 good young quarterbacks. Trey Lance is having a great camp right now, but both of their quarterbacks are coming off injuries, though. So that's a little bit worrisome for them, and those are their veteran quarterbacks coming in. But they do have Andy Dalton in there too, so it's a good backup.
Big Red ain't gonna do nothing, man. Big Red's just a backup.
He can hand the ball off though.
Fuck Big Red.
But they have the top 3 defense in the league, so anybody you hand the helm to is going to be able to do something with it. Maybe they won't be able to score that many points, but they're not gonna give away a lot of points. So expect the 49ers to be in contention come the end of the season after 17 games.
Okay, I'm going to close it out right here. I've been tug-of-war Niners and Jets. Niners got, to me, the better overall team, just got the better quarterback. Gun in my head, I'm going to run with Aaron Rodgers and them because I know they're feeling themselves, and I think they're going to make a run at it early. I think they have to do it early. Not next year. It's got to be now. Like when Brady went to Tampa, he did it that first year. Though I said the second year, but I think Aaron has to do the same thing. Do it now while everybody still ain't believing in y'all. Sneak attack the whole league. I mean, everybody up on them, but everybody's saying they paper champion. Ain't nobody really giving them the respect they're supposed to get. So if they turn it up, run through that AFC East, handle their business, you're going to see the Jets in the playoffs knocking motherfuckers out. MG Raider, a pleasure as always. Great work. I don't know what you did to your hair. It looks really nice today. I'm just giving you a
Yeah,
compliment
haircut.
because you my boy. I got a cut too, but it don't look as
Oh
good as
shit.
yours.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out. I gotta give a shout out to
Hurry
the
up. I got
Pac-12.
one. I got less than not even a minute. I'm dead.
Okay, I got to give a shout out to hopefully the remainder of the Pac-12 of Arizona State football, and I got to always give a shout out to my cousin number one for Arizona State, who's a wide receiver, who's playing in his junior year. He's looking really good in first week of training camp. So training camp is like tough in Tempe, Arizona. It's hot, but he's doing some work. So everybody take a look at him.
Guillory, look at him.
Xavier Guillory, he's hot. He's fired.
Yes, he
So
is. Yes, he is. He's going to be a great
take a look.
receiver.
For
My
sure.
boy told me all about him. MG Raider, pleasure as always. Enjoy your weekend and X me out, my brother. Coming straight out of Who That City, baby.
Right.
Go get some gumbo now. Go ahead and go get some gumbo.
Born and raised in Oakland, though.
Okay, brother. Go get some gumbo. All right. Yeah, guys, let me turn it up. Time for the giveaway. A lot of y'all waiting on this giveaway, but we got to bring y'all that heat. It's time to move up. Hold on, let me play a little something like I always do. Sess leads everybody with 5 wins. We got a bunch of 4 winners, B4s of the world, the Ghosts of the world, and Keith Bakers of the world. You already know him, Bilardo. So let's keep it going. Hold up, guys. Let me tell you, I'm a one-man crew, man. I do everything by myself for now. Now, my cameraman, when I go out, he takes care of that. Okay, here we go. Round 4. Giveaway 1. Sess leads everybody with 5 wins, but it's going to be a dog race. It's going to go down to the wire. I promise y'all. Let's go 1 through 20. Yeah, man, we took care of the MLB trades, the deadline, the pickups. Felix the Cat gave y'all all that information on what he felt was the best and who got the best deals. I gave y'all my opinion, and that's all we can do, man, is give y'all our experience of 25, 40 years plus of knowing this shit. And that's real talk. I ain't bullshit. Okay, 1 through 20. Let the best person win. This is marination sad boys. Trying to move quick. We got, man, I don't even got 3 minutes, but let's try. Okay, one more we waiting on my go. 2 come out, no play. 1 come out without me saying it, don't play. Let's go. Let the best person win. Giveaway 1, round 4, winner is. Here we go. We got a winner. Shit, 1 ball. Let me back her up. Shit, right? Red ball. Pick that motherfucker up. Turn it over. Number 17. 17. Gotta be my man, Keith Vega, baby. Keith Vega. He might have 4 or 5 wins. I gotta look it up. I know he's in the hunt, but I don't know exactly. I'll get it tonight. But Keith Vega's in the hunt with everybody else. Salute to Keith Vega. Giveaway 1, round 4. Keith Vega getting hot too. If I'm correct, that's like 2 out of like 3 weeks. Call him Keithy D. Not related to the Keithy B. That's in that Tupac shit. No relations. Okay, here we go. Giveaway 2. 21 through 40. Try to do this shit fast because I'm supposed to finish in 1 hour. 21 through 40, let's get it. After this quick summary, you already know. Marinate some bad boy. Make sure all the chickens get touched up. Here we go. TGI Friday, let's get it. One ball only. You got the new power, the raw truth. You got the half the shirt, all flavors, cameos, all that. You already know. The winner is. There we go. We got a winner. Back this up. Giveaway 2, round 4. Winner is 38. 38. Sinbad, another guy in the race. We might have a 3-way tie for first. I know for sure Sinbad got about 5, so I think he catches sets. I gotta look up the numbers. But we might have a 3-way tie or a 2-way tie. But I'll let y'all know tonight and get the summary and we the fuck out of here. Let me shut this down. Okay, so we got 17 Keith Vega, 38 Sinbad. Those are your winners. Like I said, we might have a couple way ties for first place. These guys on Sess's neck. So this is a great race. I like that we have a race. I love having a race. Real quick, we took care of MLB trades. Felix the Cat came through, handled his business with that. I handled my business with that. Also took care of the Raiders. Top 5 teams we felt that could make the Super Bowl. You know, everybody got their own opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. And like I keep telling y'all, man, just keep pushing. If your family hating, they're going to hate regardless. If they hating when you're doing bad, they're going to hate when you're doing good. That's just the way it is. If your friends are hating, the only thing you can do, the only thing you really got power of is yourself. So keep doing what you need to do. That means to get busy. That don't mean not to do shit. Get busy. Get busy dying. You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no other way to do this shit. Trust me, man. I've been through the trenches. I've been on the plane. I've been on a motherfucking field. Nobody can tell me my struggles, bro. It never been all sweet. Nigga, motherfuckers think it been all sweet for me because I make shit look easy. But I promise y'all, shit ain't been sweet all the time, dog. I'm looking at y'all and I'm kicking y'all the raw truth. Shit ain't always been sweet. Niggas thought I came out the gate sweet. Man, I was poor growing up, starving in the crib, eating 1 meal a day, all the way to 13, 14. I ain't have it sweet. Y'all bugging. I got put on an early age and did what I had to do, but it was never sweet. And with that, thank you guys for tuning in. Al York Sports, the raw truth, TGI Friday. I wish I had some motherfucking time. Like Denzel said in Man on Fire, I wish I had more time. And with that, y'all hold your heads. Love y'all. Al York Spizzos.